Hey y'all, it's me Cody and Diamond. I hope you're doing well. I am doing very well, thank you. I'm Cody. This is Diamond, the star of the show. Look at her. She's so cute. So he is. So, you can find me on Instagram as Cody_knits, Cody Knits on Ravelry, and here on YouTube, Cody Knits Podcast. I'm having some water. It's got Mio drops in it, and I got this, my friend Allie got me this cup for my birthday. My birthday was April 26th, so last Monday. And yeah, I've had a really good couple of weeks, so I don't know where to start. There's so much to talk to you about. One, sorry if the lighting sucks. It's really gray outside. I tried sitting outside, but a couple of reasons I didn't stay out on the balcony is it's quite humid actually today. And two, there's a lot of traffic, people coming in and out of the complex. I live really close to the front gates, so I actually can see them from where I'm looking. And so a lot of traffic. And yeah, so hopefully the lighting's pretty good. I didn't get out the ring light because I can't find the little battery pack thing. So yeah, this is what you get. Kirby has gone home to see her mom. Mother's Day is coming up, so she went home to see her mom and visit. And so I finished up classes this past week, and today is Sunday, May something, 1st or 2nd. And I finished up classes, and so I have gotten some things done, and I wanted to catch you up and sit down and record a podcast, because I think it's been at least 4 or 5, maybe 6 weeks since I did a real podcast. So yeah, Diamond and I are here. There is laundry going in the background, so if you hear that, I apologize. But yeah, let's see. What can I start off? So school went really well this semester. I just finished up. I don't have all of my grades back, but I'm expecting to make all A's again this semester. On the 27th, the day after my birthday, I defended my project proposal to my team and my chair and co-chair, and it is approved so I can officially submit it to the IRB, the International Review Board, and get that going. And then once I get approval from them, I can actually start recruiting people to be a part of my project. So very exciting. What else? So for my birthday, the weekend before my birthday, I went out with a friend, a couple of friends, and we went to eat at Two Urban Licks. It's a restaurant here in Atlanta that's really, really good. I've never been there before, but it was a really great atmosphere, really good food. If you're in Atlanta, I do recommend it. And then the Wednesday after my birthday, I went with my friend, my mentor. She took me out for my birthday and to celebrate my project proposal approval. And we went to a restaurant in Sandy Springs called The Select, and it was delicious, excellent. I highly recommend it as well. It was so good to meet up with her. She's always encouraged me. She was my teacher since my bachelor's degree, and she's always just been encouraging. And her mom's birthday is the day before mine, so she always remembers my birthday. And her mom turned 91 this year, so that was really cool. But yeah, we went out to dinner Wednesday night, and it was really good. And then this weekend, we went to the Georgia Aquarium with my friend Brooke and Katie and Allie, and had a really nice time. So we they have a new sharks exhibit at the aquarium, so it was really cool to see the different sharks. Because I hadn't been to the aquarium in a few years, so that was really fun. Saw the little dolphin show. I kind of feel bad for the animals, but it was cool to see how they train them and get them to do certain things, and research and learn about all the different animals as well, not just the dolphins. So that was really fun. And then we went out to eat. We went to Ponce City Market, and we ate at a restaurant. I can't remember the name of it, but I had chicken and waffles, and they were so good. We were starving by the time we got there, so we were happy to eat. And we had some gelato and walked around, and we bought each other books. So we all like drew numbers basically, and we all decided to buy each other a book to read at one of the local bookstores in Ponce City Market. So that was really cool. And then it was my friend Katie's birthday as well, at the beginning of April. So that was really her ticket was our gift to her. But people brought me presents too. So that was really sweet. So I wanted to show you some things I got. I have done some knitting, which is really cool. If you follow me on Instagram, you might see a sneak peek. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of go through that. I know, but you can't be comfortable laying like that. No, I know you're not comfortable laying like that. Yeah. Here, I'll let you lay right there. No? Okay. Here we go. Trying to arrange the dachshund is easier said than done. But we love her, don't we? So, anyway, let's see. Where do I start? We can start with the knitting. That's why most of you are here. I did finish something. I have it in this bag. And I put it there so I could remember what yarn and stuff. But these are just some vanilla socks that I knit myself. There are 2 of them. Finally finished them. They're just, I wanted some shorty socks. And I did actually a heel flap and gusset sock. This is a slip stitch heel. Which are fun to do. I was doing a lot of Fish Lips Kiss heel heels, and I like them, but for some reason I didn't do that with these. I do 64 stitches on a US 1, and this is a 1x1 rib. I knit like 20 rows or so, did a heel flap and gusset, and then knit the length of my foot. And this is a rounded edge, rounded wedge toe. So they fit really nicely. So I'm happy with those. And I love the colors. Sorry, I just love the colors. Ooh. So this yarn is some yarn I had in my stash for a while. I have a whole lot left over, so I can make some more. I used my Chalgu red lace needles. I do magic loop, usually just 1 at a time. Where's the ball band? Okay, so Night Owl Fibers is the yarn dyer. And this is her basic sock, or it was. I don't, haven't looked in her shop in a little while, but was her basic sock. I don't know if she still has this colorway, but it's 75 superwash merino, 25% nylon, and the color is Off to See the World from her traveler collection. So go check her out. She's at etsy.com/shop/night-owl-fibers. And yeah, Rachel is a very sweet lady. She does a great job. So go check her out. But yay, socks. And that's all the knitting I finished. I actually didn't have a whole lot of knitting mojo for a little while. But I have done a lot of work on this. This bag is really big, but the sweater is bigger. But I'm so excited to show you the progress. This is my Montrealer hoodie, and it's way too big for me. But that's okay. I'm gonna finish it, and there's lots of ends to weave in. But look, it has pockets. It has 2 sleeves, and it's got the makings of a hood. So yeah, I'm in the middle of making the hood now. And one thing, so not only did I make it too big, but I picked up the stitches for the sleeve, and I realized that the stripes, they're 1 row larger than they're supposed to be. So on the body, there are only 4 row stripes, but in the sleeves, they're 5 row stripes. So I just replicated that on the other sleeve so they would be the same. But you can't really tell, but they line up good enough. But yeah, I've done a lot. So I can't remember exactly where I was last time, but I don't remember if I had finished this pocket or not. It has the hem. I've done both sleeves, and I'm knitted on that. So I've done a lot of work on this. I'm really ready for it to be done. But that's that. Again, it's the Montrealer hoodie. I started this as a knit along with some people that I do a knit night with, a virtual knit night with, and I fell way behind. They're all finished. Where's the front page? That's a copy picture of what it's supposed to look like when it fits properly. Yeah, so let me make sure I fold this to the right page. I'm using Knit Picks Wool of the Andes worsted weight yarn. The main color is Penguin. There's another color called, let's see, there's the darker blue, and then I had that Papa color blue. Oh, everything's all tangled up in here. Let me see. Sapphire Heather, and is the darker blue color, and I got all the ball bands. Penguin, these were 50-gram balls. I got these from Knit Picks. So there's a few slots. Well, I don't remember what the color of the light blue is, but yeah, there's that. So yeah, I've knit a lot on that. I've also done some knitting. I've done more knitting than I thought I did, actually. Oh, this is in my fringe bag, the wax canvas one that was gifted to me. So this is the Storm Shawl by Hohi Locatelli that I'm knitting for Kirby. And it's really hard to show you because it's all bunched up on the needles. But I've made really good progress on that. The rows are really, really long right now because I'm making it larger than it was. So I'm on this wedge section here at the moment, but you can see how bunched up it is. But it's hard to show, but I've done a lot. And she's gonna really, she's seen it already, so she's liking it so far. And yeah, this is a pretty mindless knit. I'm trying to finish the other sweater so I can finish this, but the yarn is Woolfolk. And it's like this greeny bluey color. And this is the ball band. It just went flying out my hands. That's okay, I got another one. So this is fingering weight, 223 yards. The color number is 13. Again, it's Woolfolk, 100% Ovis 21 Ultimate Merino Wool. So they have a website, woolfolk.com or woolfolkyarn.com. So I have 2 more balls of that to go. So I'm gonna I had 5, so I'm gonna keep knitting until I run out of yarn. That way it's nice and big and squishy. So I did a lot of knitting on that. And the other thing I knitted on was this. This has been, it's in a Christmas bag. But this has been kind of my go-to lately. And I don't remember where I was last time, but I can't remember. But I have 4 in this color, or these colors. 4 in these colors. 4 in these colors. 4 in these. And 4 in these. And I have 2 in these colors, plus a nub. So, this is all Trilogy yarns. I think this was this was my Christmas Advent calendar from Trilogy Yarns. Ooh, I think she just put up her Christmas Advent pre-order sales. TrilogyYarns.com. I need to go and order mine because they're beautiful. But the it came with this pattern. It's by a Little Nitty, and it's a I Quilt 2 lap blanket. Yeah, this was the 2020 Advent Calendar mini set from Trilogy Yarns. But that's kind of what it's going to look like. It's like a pinwheel blanket. I'm excited. And I was going to start sewing these together, but I decided I'm going to knit all the squares, and then I'm going to block them, and then sew them together. And then use this to put the border, to do a border. So that's what I've decided. But this is really, it's fun, it's easy. I don't have to think too much about it. And it's been really nice for, I've been sitting on the balcony a lot, and it's not too, like, I don't want to knit my sweater on it because it's hot sitting in my lap. This is something, it doesn't sit in my lap. And so, yeah, I've really been enjoying knitting those. And that's all the knitting I have to show you. Ooh, let me pattern back. And I've done quite a bit of reading since I last saw you. Last time I showed you a bunch of books and stuff that I got. I have a few more to show you. I don't remember if I told you, but this is just water with Mio drops in it. And the Mio drops have B12 and, or some of them have B12 and vitamin B12 and caffeine in them. So a little bit of energy. I'm trying to not drink so much coffee and tea because I put cream and sugar in my coffee and tea. And I'm trying to cut back a little bit on the amount of sugar I intake because I intake a lot of it. More than I need to, so yeah, but cheers. I just love my Hufflepuff glittery cup. Okay, so Brooke got me this awesome little bag for my birthday, and I had to show you. Look, it's a Hogwarts library card, and it has H. Potter, R. Weasley, and it's funny because his says overdue, Draco Malfoy, L. Lovegood, C. McLaggen, H. Granger, Hannah Abbott, P. Parkinson, C. Diggory, and N. Longbottom. So, it says at the bottom, a warning, all books are the sole responsibility of the borrower. Do not lend, mistreat, damage, or show lack of respect towards this book. The consequences will be as awful as it is written, as it is within my power to make them. Hogwarts. Irma Pence, Librarian. I just love this so much. And it has a space I could write my name there. But yeah, I love this. So I wanted to show you a couple things I got. Not those yet. So my friend Katie got me 2 books. And she got me A Court of Thorns and Roses. So I don't have these books. I've read the first 3, but I did them on audiobook. So she bought me a paperback copy. She didn't know I had read them yet. So, and then she's going to take this back and get me another one. But I was like, no, I love this cover. And I only have the audio book. So she got me that, which I love. And then, see, this is a good size, normal novel, right? Like 400-ish pages. But why do they get them, like, they start off nice and then they just get bigger and bigger and bigger. Anyway, the other book she bought me I'm excited to read is The Lost Apothecary by Sarah Penner. I've seen this on some booktube. And this looks like it's going to be really good, quick read. It's about 300 pages. And I don't know what it's about, so I'll read you the cover. I love look how pretty the colors are. But it says, hidden in the depths of 18th century London, a secret apothecary shop caters to an unusual kind of clientele. Women across the city whisper of a mysterious figure named Nella who sells well-disguised poisons to use against the oppressive men in their lives. Nella's dark world is no place for her newest patron, a precocious 12-year-old girl named Eliza Fanning. But their unexpected bond sparks a stream of consequences that echoes through the centuries. 200 years later, aspiring historian Caroline Parswell discovers an aged apothecary vial in the River Thames. As she is newly grappling with the searing betrayal of her husband's infidelity, a curious research project is exactly the distraction Caroline needs. But when she discovers a link between the vial and London's long unsolved apothecary murders, Caroline's upended present soon collides with an explosive history, binding her fate to Nella's and Eliza's in a stunning twist that transcends the barrier of time. So that's going to be fun. to read, I think. So I'm excited about that. And then I mentioned that we all decided, so we did a book club, I'll tell you about in a minute, and then we decided to, instead of continuing with this book club, we're going to, that we would just buy each other a book and read it, like do a book swap kind of thing. So when we were at Pont City Market, we went to the bookstore, Posman Books is what it's called. And so Allie drew my name and she got me this book. And it's going to be a fun book to read, I think. It's like a mystery. So it's called City of Saints and Thieves by Natalie C. Anderson. And it says, after fleeing the condo as refugees, Tina and her mother arrive in Kenya hoping for a better life. They can't believe their luck when Tina's mother finds work as a maid for the Grey Hills, one of the city's most illustrious families. But there's a dark secret lurking behind the family's immense fortune, and when Tina discovers her mother shot dead in Mr. Greyhill's private study, she knows he pulled the trigger, and she'll do whatever it takes to prove it. But there's more to the murder than meets the eye, including a harrowing secrets from Tina's past that will change everything she thought she knew and reveal the painful truth behind her mother's death. Oy. So that's going to be a fun book to read too. So I'm super excited. Oh, I don't have enough time in the day to read all the books. This is about 400 pages, so shouldn't take me too long. Oh, I have so many books I want to read. So I finished a few things, and I wanted to tell you. I had to write them down so I wouldn't forget. So I finished this book called Shiver by Allie Reynolds. So this was a Once Upon a Book Club thing that we got, and it's a book subscription box kind of thing, and it comes with little prizes or little gift things for you to open at certain points in the book, which was really fun. This was a mystery thriller book. The only thing, I did order the April one to see, but I don't think I'm going to continue the book club because a lot of the times, the past books I haven't really, so there's like an adult and a young adult kind of choice. If you could pick a thriller or pick a horror or pick a, type genre each month, I would probably stick with it. But because you can't, I'm not inclined. Like there's some books I'm just like a lot of romance books I don't really care to read. Plus, this is really catered a lot more towards female audiences, which is fine. But for example, like one of the gifts for this was a bottle of perfume, and it makes a lot of sense for the book why they would give you that. I don't want to give any spoilers away because I really enjoyed the book, but it's something I wouldn't ever use, right? So I think it was $40, but you get a little thing with the author's signature on it, which is cool. You get this little bookmark, you get a little quote thingy, and then you get like 4 little gift things. And it was fun reading this with Brooke and Katie. We would read to where we needed to open the books, and then would FaceTime each other and open the little gift together, and then talk about what we thought about the book so far. I could have read this book really quickly, but because of, waiting on others, it took me longer to read because I couldn't. But it was a good book. I wasn't bored with it. The only thing, so it kind of started out, it's like a mystery thriller book, like I said, about a group of friends. They had this tragedy in the past, and they end up meeting up again like 10 years later. And so the book goes back and forth from 10 years ago to present time, and someone's gone, missing, and it's like a murder mystery kind of thing. And it's really, really cool. And it's based around, like, they were all like snowboarders. So that was kind of cool concept. I did rate this a 3 out of 5 personally. I maybe would give it a 4, but the reason I really enjoyed the book, I didn't get bored. I would recommend people read it if you like a good mystery thriller book. The reason I took it down is because I felt like there was so much of the book was going back to the past and the future, because you're really trying to solve not only what's going on in the present, which was cool, but also you're trying to figure out what the hell happened back 10 years ago that's made all this stuff happen. You don't know who to trust, who did what, and why, and all of that. So, but the thing is the end of the book, you figure out, like, what all happened in the past, but also what's going on in the present, right? Of course, that's what's going to happen. But the problem I had with it was there was a lot of action in the end of the book, like the last couple of chapters, but I felt like it was rushed. It was a rushed ending. Like, a lot of the things just wrapped up too pretty in the end, and some more of the action things that should occur, like, it happened, but it just happened quickly. It just, like, I don't know how to explain it, but that annoyed me. Like, I wanted more of the action. I wanted to read more about it. I wanted more of that. And it just it's like they had to hurry up and end it or something. But it did wrap up. I didn't guess exactly who did what. So I would recommend it. I did like it. I don't regret reading it. I would recommend you read it. I just didn't like the way... I don't like when books rush an ending. And, like, there's a lot of... And I don't think anything in the book should have been taken out either. Like, I feel like basically each chapter, like one chapter in the present, one chapter you're in the past. So it keeps you wanting to read because you want to get to know what happened in the past, but you also want to know what happens in the present. And so it keeps you wanting to read, which I really enjoyed. But the end just, it was too wrapped up too fast. There was a lot of events that occurred very quickly that I wanted to spend more time with. That's the best way I know how to say it without giving things away. But yeah, I read that. And I don't think I'm pretty sure I didn't, I can't remember if I'd already started or if I just got this book to finish, but I finished the 3rd book in the Broken Earth series. This one's called The Stone Sky. This is by N.K. Jemisin. This is my first series that I've read by her. This was beautiful. This trilogy was beautiful. I really loved it. It has a lot of... There's some mother-daughter aspects to it. Of course, it has like this magic, if you want to call it that, system. It's, I wouldn't say post-apocalyptic, but it kind of is, maybe dystopian-y. But anyway, it's really, really good. I cried at the end. I really, really loved this. I gave this 5 stars. The whole trilogy, I gave 5 stars. I really enjoyed reading this. Of course, they're really good. They've won Hugo Awards, all 3 of them, all 3 of the books. So it won 2016, 2017, and 2018. So these are not new. They've been out a few years, but I'm just now discovering them, and I am loving it so much. this past year and this year, I've really just fallen in love with reading so much more than I had, and I'm really, really enjoying it. So if you have not read this trilogy and you're looking for some kind of fantasy book with a really strong female lead, that's some fantasy. It's not unbelievable fantasy, I guess, so there's not like fairies or vampires or mermaids or things like that in it, but it's really good. I will say, as far as the 3 books, I love the first one, I love the third one, the second one. It was good, really good, but it was a little, I would say it's a little slower than this one, but this one just stabbed me in the heart. It got me. But I really, really enjoyed it. It was a good time. Highly recommend. I finished listening to the 3rd book, finally, of A Court of Wings and Ruin, which is the 3rd book of the A Court of Thorns and Roses books by Sarah J. Maas. Like I showed you, this is the 1st book. These are definitely adult books, adult fantasy books, so don't listen to them around children or read them to children, but they're great books. They got kind of long there for me, and maybe it took me a long time to read, to finish listening to A Court of Thorns and Roses. The middle kind of got a little bit slow, but the end was really, really good. I cried. I cried hard in that book. And some of it was sad, but some of it was just beautiful. The love, there's so much love and different types of love. Love between friends, love between family, like sisters, love between like father and daughter, and romantic love, and it just ripped my heart out. And I went for a run. I had to stop running because I started crying finishing the book, and then I came and sat on my balcony and cried. So the 3rd one was really it was good. The 1st book, I think I remember, the 1st book I got a little bit annoyed with at first because of the main character. She's female, and she was a little bit, I don't know how to describe her. She was a little bit, I don't want to say weak, but kind of weak, like relying a lot on a male for things. But then the male character, the main male character, was very unhealthy. Their relationship was unhealthy, I would say, and I didn't like that. But I'm happy to report, starting in book 2 and on, she really finds herself. I mean, she was a strong person. She was a strong woman, but she really found herself eventually, and who she was and what she stood for. And I love this book because it shows her flaws. It shows her mistakes. She gets to reflect on those, and she has to suffer consequences for her mistakes, even when you have good intentions for something. They can come back to bite you, kind of thing. And I really appreciate that about the book. So they're really good. I enjoyed it. This is very fantasy. It's obviously it's about fairies and humans, and yeah, it was really good. I really do recommend the audiobooks. They were very well narrated. I really, really liked them. And also, I will say, Team Reese. The The last book I read, I started reading some graphic novels for the first time. But I've been reading this little series called Tokyo Ghoul. And again, they're graphic novels, and I read the second book. They're quick. I read them in like a few hours, because they're mostly pictures. But they're really good. I really enjoy them when I want to read, but I don't really want to at the same time. So yeah, I did that. That's the reading. Currently, I'm reading Chain of Iron. It's the second book in the Last Hour series by Cassandra Clare. I got this in March. It came out in March, so I'm about to start chapter 6. So I'm starting to get into the good stuff. Again, the really long books. I love it, but I hate it at the same time. Like, I want to read more. I want to read so many books that I'm almost turned off by books when they're this big. Like I want to read all of these books, but it takes me a long time to get through one. But I love this series. I'm enjoying it, so I'm glad I started it. So yeah, I'm reading that now. Hopefully I'll finish that sometime. So we're like 40 minutes in, and I want to just kind of give you a little update, let you know what's coming up in my life. If you stuck around this time, you're brilliant. I love you. You guys have really been. I've been doing this for for a long time, years. And when I first met you all, I was a baby nurse, just starting my nursing career, and then you saw me through getting my master's degree and becoming a nurse practitioner. And now you're seeing me on my journey to becoming to getting my doctorate in nursing practice, my DNP. And I just wanted to say, I really appreciate you guys. You've always been encouraging. You've always been really patient with me, and supportive. And I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for that. Thank you for being here and always encouraging me. I don't have millions of subscribers and that kind of thing, and that's okay for me. I've met some really great people through this podcast, and I do plan to continue. But I have one more year of my DNP journey. So this time next year, I hope I'll be sitting here telling you, look, I got my doctorate degree, and I can technically be called Dr. Cody. And yeah, there's some sensitivity with that for a lot of people, because a lot of in healthcare, a lot of MD doctors don't particularly want us to be called doctors, because we're not. It can create some confusion with the patients. There's a difference in training and that kind of stuff. An MD doctor versus a nurse practitioner doctor. Technically we can both be called doctors, but I don't have a medical license like a MD license. So that's confusing to some patients. Most patients don't care as long as you're caring for them. But there is a difference, when someone consults a oncologist. I'm not an oncologist. I cannot say, even though I have the knowledge to, I can't say you have this stage of cancer and you need to do this treatment. I can figure those things out and know probably what they're going to do, but I'm not the doctor. I'm not the oncologist. So, but I can carry out those plans for the oncologist and make sure that you're doing well, and help manage side effects if you have any, educate you about things, about your treatments, put those orders, prescribe your medications, those kind of things. So there is a difference, but in specialty. So I understand that, but I'm super excited to have that doctorate degree. There is really no higher level of degree for nurses. There's the PhD nurse, which is the same level. It's just a different focus. So doctorate in nursing practice obviously is about nursing practice. So it's a practical degree, it's a leadership degree. So people who want to continue practicing as a nurse practitioner, people who want to be leaders in healthcare, also that people can teach with doctorate DNPs. The PhD is more research focused, so they are actually out here conducting research themselves. Now I know it's confusing because I'm doing a research project, but it's really not research. So it's project implementation, it's a study, it's looking at research that's already been done by people like those PhD nurses and saying, hey, this worked for this population, could it, and at this hospital or whatever, or we're missing something in a protocol for at where I'm at, what does the research show and support? And as the DNP, we actually implement those research practices into practice. Now we have to do research or study to put it into the practice, see that it's working, does it work for our population, and that kind of stuff. So we look at it and evaluate it, but we're not going to necessarily come up with new tools. We're not going to come up with new interventions, things like that. The PhDs do that, and we implement those into practice, because by the time they finish their research and find this tool, they rely on us because they're not in practice usually. So they rely on us to implement that kind of thing into practice. Nurse practitioners, even nurses, they are people with doctorates who are not nurse practitioners. They're floor nurses or nurse leaders or nurse educators even. So there's that. So there's some, all that to say, there's some sensitivity around nurse practitioners being called doctors, but I just tell people to call me Cody anyway. That's who I am. So that doesn't really mean anything to me, but I just it's a personal goal and that I've had, and I wanted to do it, and I'm halfway done. It's been crazy, but halfway it's gonna be a long year. This summer is going to be quite busy and hectic. It looks like I'm taking 3 classes. I'm taking statistics, I'm taking health finance, and I'm also we have to take an elective course, and I've chosen to take it for the summer, and it's a grant writing course is the one I took. So it's going to be busy, I think. I chose to go ahead and take it. Some people have said it's not a good idea or whatnot, but I really want to get it out of the way, and I would rather be extra busy for the summer than trying to be taking an elective class when I'm really trying to implement my project and gather that research, or even writing up my final project and doing my defending my project. So I may hate myself, but that's what I'm gonna do. Other people are waiting to do it in the spring, and I think some cohorts in the past had said it was really they were really busy. It was quite hectic and chaotic for them, but and that scared some people away, I think, but I'm going to do it as long as they continue to have the class, if there's enough people to have a class. So it's going to be kind of crazy, but that's my plans. Also, work right now is, it's picking up, but it's still kind of slow. So I have a lot of more downtime at work than I used to, because we're growing the practice. We're still getting patients, right? So I would rather have more stuff to do when I'm not swamped at work because I can work on some of my schoolwork while I'm at work. Yeah. So anyway, long story short, that's the plans. One last thing to say, and then I'm going to let you go. I got to finish laundry and all that kind of stuff is I will be moving the end of July sometime, beginning of August. I will be moving in back into my own apartment somewhere. I was hoping to buy a place, but it's not a good time to buy right now. It's a great time to sell, but it's not a good time to buy. Yeah, the interest rates are really good, but people are having a really hard time finding, well, like there's houses for sale, but a lot of them are being outbid. People who are investors are like paying cash for things. So it's really a seller's market right now. So they're, they can have you pay a lot more for the house or whatnot. So I'm going to stick it out. Plus, I don't have time to really be searching for a house. So I do plan to rent my own apartment somewhere here in Atlanta and move. Kirby and I, just so you know, we're not fighting or fussing or anything like that. We still get along. I just need more of my own space again. Like I mentioned before, I have my room and things like that. But I would like to be able to spread out a little bit more. But also for Kirby too, when she rented this apartment, she had plans for what's my room to be like an office / craft room and things like that. So things are a little bit more, so like my closet has a lot of things that she can't really get into right now. So we just both need a little bit more of our space. So I'm going to be moving. Our lease ends then. And so she'll renew the lease here, and I will be moving. Which I got rid of most of my stuff, so I don't have a whole lot to move. But it'll be nice to be able to see my books out on their shelves again, and have my yarn out somewhere so I can see it and that kind of stuff. So I'm excited about it. I've saved some good money while I was here, but it's time. And we'll still have dinner dates and knitting dates and all that kind of stuff. So that's coming up soon. I will be doing that. So I have about a week or so off before classes start again. And I'm hoping over this next week to finalize some of that stuff and find a place. So I will let you know more about that as it happens. But I hope you're all doing really, really well. I hope you're staying healthy and happy and blessed. And I will see you all as soon as I can. Hopefully it won't take me a whole month, but no promises. But I will be checking in with you as soon as I can and when I have stuff to show. I hate coming here and haven't done any knitting. So I hope you're doing well, and I'll talk to you all later. You want to tell everyone bye? You want to tell everybody bye? Hello? Oh, she's not happy because I woke her up. Are you grumpy? Tell everybody bye. Look. You see everybody? Hurry, it's my little nugget. Oh. She's so cute. She's so cute. Or so cute. She gets annoyed with me when I give her too many kisses. She starts. Okay, I'll stop. I'll stop. Anyway, tell everyone bye. Tell all your fans goodbye.
Next to the requirements, the biggest